Welcome to Going Steady. My name is Marcus.
And my name is Sharmali. Thank you so much for clicking on our video today. We will be sharing with you 10 things that we wish we knew before we got married. We recently celebrated our 1-year anniversary, so obviously we are not marriage experts, but we value healthy relationships. So as we learn and experience different things in our own relationship, we'll share with you.
So, if this is your first time watching and you would love to learn how to maintain healthy relationships, hit that subscribe button. But if this is not your first time, it's about time you hit it.
So first thing, marriage counseling is
terrifying.
So, I was engaged to someone else, and a week before the wedding, I called it off. We did one session of marriage counseling, but decided not to go forward with it because we believe that as long as we understood the love of God, we don't need any other information.
Couples oftentimes get trapped in that thinking, that way of thinking, that you can have two Christian couples, and just because you believe in the faith and you love God, that means your relationship is gonna work. And that's not true. For us, we did marriage counseling, but we would really want to do more marital counseling. We did it for a while. I'm not gonna say that we didn't get enough. We got probably more than a lot of people. But if we could have done it 3 times a week, that would have been the best thing. Because marriage is not about
Your relationship with God.
Let me explain. You have to have a relationship with God, and I have to have a relationship with God. That needs to be solid. So that when we come together, we focus on our relationship with each other. So, marriage counseling will teach you and literally show you every dimension of your marriage that you will have a conflict in. That is what I really appreciate about it. It won't describe every single situation that you'll be in, but the conflict, there's only so many things you can have an argument about. And when you've discussed that, and in our case, demonstrated, role-played certain situations and how to deal with arguments, that is what you need in order to survive marriage. Not your relationship with God alone. Because we know that we depend on God, and God is our definition of love, and He is the greatest example of love. But we cannot just live off love. I think our pastor did actually say that you can't just live off love. Because you'll say, oh, we're in love, and you're in that deep, human type love, and not under the understanding of God's principles of love. So when situations come that you're not exposed to, all of those principles go through the window. You can pray and pray and pray and pray and pray, but unless you change how you talk to your partner, practically, how you do certain things, you might be thinking you're loving your partner so much, but that's just not the right way to do it. You're so stuck in your mind on how to do things. So you want to be as prepared for battle, as prepared as you can be for battle. So when you go in, you know, you good. Number 2, you absolutely do not have to choose between your friends and your man. If you are in that situation right now and you feel hopeless, your partner, and you feel as if this is going to be the rest of your life, it will not be the rest of your life, because your support systems will come.
Yes.
I was literally stressed about being in different circles that were focused more on the bond between me and them, and not the bond that we would all become once I get married. And that can get conflicting and complicated for you as the person in the situation. This is a happy time for you. You just found the love of your life and you are trying to move on. Your friends should be supportive. It's just that they're not focused on how the friendship dynamic is going to evolve over time. So I think if I knew that you will even meet new friends, form closer relationships with people who you may or may not right now have in your life. You will form relationships with those who are older, those with more experience. You can have both. Your support systems will come. So don't panic.
Number 3, assuming that your partner will stay the same after marriage.
Numero 4. Alright, so you don't know everything. Marriage is something that you're going to learn on the job. It is a hands-on type of job. It is practical. You need to get thrown in the fire and learn. Because you cannot say that you are engaged before marriage and you're gonna say, all right, I know exactly what to do. So all we have to do is I have to do some of the housework, you have to do some of the housework. All right, you're gonna pay all the bills and I'm gonna save all the money. Like, you cannot plan it perfectly.
Nope.
You don't know anything. So first, take all the marriage counseling advice that you can. And if you have the approach that you don't know everything, you are more likely to learn more in marriage counseling. So that point is wrapped with this point.
Oh yeah, I love that. View your partner as a teacher as well as a student. Number 5. It is better to think about what you can do to make things right than what your partner can do. Because ultimately, it is about thinking what's best for the relationship and not what's best for you.
Even if your partner is wrong?
Even if your partner is wrong. Because sometimes your partner may not know, exactly how to come to you and make things right. Right? So if you take it upon yourself each time to say, all right, I'm going to think about what I can do to make things right, then that can encourage your partner to start doing the same thing. Right? And this shows how much you value the health of your relationship.
Number 6. So disagreement is not a death sentence. So prior to getting married, you argue, you have a little issue, you go to your house, you cry, you call on the phone, you talk for hours, you argue, whatever, and then you don't go to bed angry, so you gotta make it resolve. You gotta resolve that issue and then go to bed. Now you're married. Now you can't go home. You can cry, but there's no phone. There's no barrier. So now you gotta talk. You're in the same bed. So things that we definitely found out after marriage is that when you argue, you learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about your partners. I'm not saying you should look forward to arguing, but don't see conflict.
But I look forward to learning.
But don't see the conflict as the main issue. It's like, whoa, there's an opportunity for us to grow. What is happening? You and I are having a disagreement. What is happening here? Why are we doing this? And then you guys, we know that it has helped our relationship so much. You can watch our video on, the stop technique, or I think it's the best. What the video called? We'll put them somewhere.
We'll put it there.
There's a couple videos on this arguing technique thing, but just like, whoa, what's going on here? Why is this happening? Let's grow.
Number 7, your marriage is your number 1 priority.
Hard pill to swallow.
So, your parents, not your number 1 priority. Your kids, not your number 1 priority.
We don't have any, but
yeah. Your friends, not your number 1 priority. Your job, not your number 1 priority. Your marriage is your number 1 priority. Okay? Well, after God.
Number 8, technology can replace your spouse. So here's what I'm saying. Before you get married, you're on your phone a lot. That's how you communicate with your spouse. We get it. You have a relationship with your phone. You have a relationship with your laptop. You have a relationship with your television because that's you. But now, somebody else is in your house. And as much as you want to talk to each other, like, what are we going to eat? Oh, what are we going to do today? Like, you can't be in the same bed. And 70% of the time that you're in the bed, like for 2 hours, you're playing on your phone. I know for me, that took a lot of adjusting. It's not because like I'm obsessed with my phone or anything like that. It's just habits. You got to break the habit of being on your phone because we get it. You've been on your phone all throughout your courtship. Now you're together. Throw it away. So no, not actually.
I mean, it'll be good to throw it away though.
It'd be good to throw it
away.
But just be very aware of that. So if before we got married, we understood that we would be together and we would have practiced more breaking away from the phone, breaking away from the technology, so that when you actually, when we actually moved in together, it would be easier to adjust to. So if you are not yet married, just think about how much time you are having me time. Think about your me time, because it's gonna be a hard culture shock when you get married and realize that
You don't have any time for yourself.
you know what I'm saying. So
Number 9.
9.
Equal responsibility. So, not because you are the head of the household, talking to you men, it doesn't mean that you don't try to shoulder some of the burdens, especially if you are very good at something. And I'm going to just take this example. Like, there's this thing to say that, women do the cooking, right? And they wash the clothes and, they clean the house and all of that stuff. But if you as a man is pretty good at cooking, hey, cook. Listen, I love the kitchen. I love to cook. I love to experiment. And, I think I'm getting very passionate here,
Keep doing that.
But yeah, I love to cook. So I'm in the kitchen a lot and I don't have a problem with that. We work, right? But I don't have a problem with that. I'll clean the house. I'll do laundry.
And
right?
so will I.
Exactly. But I think it is important to have understanding, because your wife, let's say your wife, she doesn't mind doing all of these things, right? She loves to do it. Let's just say she loves to do the cooking, the cleaning, the washing of the clothes, all of that. And then when kids come, take care of kids, or if she has kids, she's taking care of kids as well. Listen, just let your wife take a month off. Let's just relax, or however long, that you think you'll be able to shoulder these burdens, where you just clean, you cook, you do the laundry. Give her a break. You know what I'm saying? Because I do believe that sometimes, wives get burnout if they're just continuously doing this thing or these things, but not getting help. So husbands, love your wives. Take care of her. Right? As a matter of fact, you both have an equal responsibility to take care of each other. So please, let's do it.
Thank you. And number 10 is practice. It's just a practice. You have entered the marriage practice. We have learned that when you practice something, you'll get better at it. So if it's rough at first, it will improve. It can only improve once you follow everything else that we said.
Yes.
Our last point is that you should continue to practice and don't get frustrated if things don't work out. I know we were only married for a year, but I think we have gotten a lot of things from this year. So even if it takes a year to get to the point where you're like, okay, I can stay married to him. That type of feeling.
Or 20 years.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. We probably, 20 years from now, you'll be subscribed to our YouTube channel, Going Steady, and you'll be learning something whenever we learn 20 years from now.
Yeah.
So, if it takes 20 years for even us to get to some type of level in our relationship, then so be it. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon, and it takes practice. It takes years of training to get to be Usain Bolt.
But he runs sprint. So those are the 10 things that we wish we had known before marriage, right? But there's this one that I think is really big, very, very important. But it's like cliche. It's cliche. Nonetheless, it's important. That God is your glue. And it's not that we didn't know that, but we are seeing how true it is. We cannot get through some of the things. Well, we cannot get through anything in our relationship without God. Right? And what I'm sure you've learned, and I've learned, is that because God is the author, right, of our being, He knows everything, and therefore He knows everything that we need in order for things to work, or in order for things to work in our favor.
All right. So we are so happy that you guys stayed this far in the video. And if you are watching this far, please like this video, give us a thumb up on this video, as well as subscribing to our channel. So until next time,
Keep going steady.